The full moon hung over Crystal Lake like a pale eye, casting silver light across the water's still surface. The air was thick with the scent of pine and rotting leaves, but something else lingered beneath, the sharp, iron tang of blood. Frank Castle moved through the treeline like a shadow, his rifle slung over his back, a suppressed pistol tight in his grip. He tracked the cartel's movements to this abandoned summer camp, their latest dumping ground for bodies. Intel suggested they'd been using the old cabins to hide weapons and launder money, but what he found instead was carnage. Bodies, mutilated beyond reason, were strung up between trees, their torsos split open like gutted deer. This wasn't cartel work. Castle crouched low, eyes scanning the fog-choked ruins of Camp Crystal Lake. He'd seen slaughterhouses less messy than this. Something was wrong. He stepped closer to one of the bodies. Its arms dangled, flesh peeled away, exposing bone. The kill was messy, brutal, but precise. Someone took their time. The crunch of footsteps behind him sent Castle spinning, pistol raised. The movement was massive, a wall of darkness stepping out of the trees. A hulking figure, clad in ragged clothes, a battered hockey mask obscuring its face. Jason Voorhees. Castle didn't hesitate. 3 shots punched into Jason's chest. The impact barely staggered him. "Figures," Castle muttered, rolling to the side as Jason swung a rusted machete down, carving into the dirt where Castle had stood. Castle backed up, squeezing off more rounds, watching them tear through Jason's torso. Any normal man would be dead. Jason took them like mosquito bites. Then he moved fast, too fast for something his size. Castle barely had time to raise his rifle before Jason's hand shot out, grabbing him by the throat. His grip was crushing, lifting Castle off the ground. The world blurred as he was hurled through the air, crashing through a rotten wooden fence. Pain flared across his ribs, but he gritted his teeth, rolling to his feet. A knife, explosives, something bigger. Castle needed more firepower. He sprinted toward one of the abandoned cabins, kicking the door open. The room was dust-covered, the scent of mildew thick, but he'd stashed a weapons cache here earlier. He flipped a table, revealing a sawed-off shotgun and a handful of grenades. Heavy footsteps pounded the floorboards behind him. Jason was coming. Castle spun, firing both barrels of the shotgun into Jason's chest at point-blank range. The force sent Jason reeling backward, smashing into the doorway. Smoke curled from the gaping wound, but the bastard didn't fall. "Son of a bitch," Castle growled. Jason tilted his head, then stepped forward. Castle grabbed a grenade, yanking the pin, then hurled it at Jason's feet. The explosion tore through the cabin, shattering windows and blasting Jason off his feet. Smoke and fire curled into the air as Castle stumbled outside, gripping his bleeding side. But he knew it wasn't over. The wreckage shifted. A blackened hand emerged from the debris, followed by Jason's towering form. His mask was scorched, part of it cracked away, revealing decayed flesh beneath. His grip tightened around the machete. Castle exhaled sharply. If he wanted to put Jason down, he'd have to get creative. He moved through the camp, luring Jason toward the old boat dock. His mind raced, running through tactical options. The dock was rotted and unstable. The lake was deep, the current strong. If he could get Jason into the water. A heavy thud behind him. No time to think. Jason swung his machete. Castle barely dodged, feeling the blade slice through his tactical vest. He countered with a combat knife, driving it into Jason's neck. It sank deep, but Jason didn't react. With inhuman strength, Jason slammed his fist into Castle's chest, sending him sprawling onto the dock. the wooden planks groaned beneath them. Castle's hand darted into his vest, pulling out his last grenade. He wrenched the pin free and jammed it into Jason's belt, right against his stomach. Then he kicked. Hard. Jason staggered, then tumbled backward, vanishing into the black water. The explosion tore through the surface, sending waves rippling outward. For a moment, silence. Then the lake settled. No movement. Castle sat there, breathing hard, watching the water. He knew better than to believe Jason was truly dead. He never stayed dead. But for now, Castle had done what he came here to do. He rose to his feet, checking his injuries, then turned toward the dark woods, disappearing into the night. Behind him, bubbles surfaced on Crystal Lake. Castle didn't leave immediately. Something gnawed at him. He had fought unstoppable men before, Kingpin, Bullseye, even Wolverine, but Jason was different. There was no intelligence behind those attacks, only a mindless, primal drive to kill. That kind of monster didn't belong in the world. He circled back through the ruins of the camp, setting traps. Flashbangs on tripwires, proximity mines buried in the dirt, even makeshift punji pits sharpened with rebar. If Jason was coming back, Castle wanted to make sure he'd regret it. The water stirred. A single, enormous hand broke the surface. Jason was rising. Castle took his position, rifle aimed. Come on then, round two. Jason stepped onto the shore, water cascading off him like black oil. His mask was gone, revealing a hideous, rotting visage beneath. His eyes locked onto Castle, lifeless but full of purpose. Castle squeezed the trigger. The night lit up with fire once more.